draft. This is game number 1 in our best of 3 series, ladies and gentlemen, on Volskaya Foundry. What can we expect to see here? I'm wondering if we'll see some tank bans because everybody's been hitting those tank pools really, really hard and seeing what our NGS tank players can pull out. So maybe a Johanna or an ETC ban. We'll see if we get respect picks. Most of the time it is respect bans, and we see like a Rainer coming out first and foremost against Spooky Ghost. Baiting us to pick Leo. Spooky Ghost. That's what Caffeinated Nights are saying. Um, so yeah, Rainer banned away first. We'll see what Spooky Ghost retaliates with. It could be, like I said, the ETC or the Johanna, maybe a Gray main. Those are really solid right now. Cassia. It is going to be a Hanzo. Now, Vivanche and I were talking about this a little bit beforehand, and they are currently 6-0 with Hanzo. So I can definitely understand why they would want to get rid of it. Mephisto banned out, and this one is, I think, specifically for the map because Mephisto just feels so awful on the point. He does so much damage, and you have to stay there with him. So it can be really difficult to try and step on the point with him. So I can understand why they would want to get rid of that. Reminder, this is Spooky Ghost pick, and Caffeinated Nights are first pick. We'll see what we ban out. It is going to be that Sylph. Sylph pushes really well with the Protector. So again, very understandable ban. Those black arrows really hurt, especially with the new towers, which have made a lot of players feel very, very safe. Now, they no longer have that. They've just got, you shut it down. Johanna picked up very first on the side of Caffeinated Nights. Can definitely understand that. We'll see if maybe we get an ETC to counter here, as he is, in my opinion, the second strongest tank in the game. How are we doing? Maybe something else that's good for the point. We can see a Urel come out here. She's very good at diving the backline past Johanna. Kael'thas, any other mage really is very strong on that contested point over the objective. But it is going to be Ana ETC, which leads me to believe that we might see a maze later, but overall I think that's a really strong first pick. I had totally forgotten about Ana, but makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Now we'll see what Caffeinated Knights want to pick up. Once again, the Greyman and Cassia are still available. They could look for their support. Rhaegar is super strong with Bloodlust right now. It is going to be Cassia and Deckard Cain, who is also very strong. He's very good on the in the meta just in general right now. We have a bunch of really top tier picks coming out from both teams. We'll see what they ban away. This might be an offlaner if I had to guess. They might be discussing with their offlane what they would like banned out. Maybe a Sonya. Sonya's really strong here. Could be a Leoric. Maybe Spooky Ghost play Leoric, but it is going to be a Li Ming. Li Ming poke is horrendous. And we can see Caffeinated Nights going a little bit crazy in the chat right now. They didn't want to lose that Li Ming. Feels bad. Over on the side of Caffeinated Nights, what are we going to see? Maybe another mage ban out. Very heavy mage bans. And there we are. Tassadar with a nano boost is just a force to be reckoned with. You know, I personally cannot stand fighting into Tassadar. Like, every time I fight into Tass, I lose. I just feel like he does so much damage for no gosh darn reason. And like he has to root himself to use all of his abilities, which sucks. But also, like, his abilities stretch all the way into Narnia, so it's not really that bad. Anyway, Greymane Jaina gonna be picked up, and this is looking like a really, really strong draft from Spooky Ghost. You always hear the joke that you have Ana Nano Jaina, so you just press R and win because she can get so much damage out with that nano and that frostbite trait that she has, which does double damage. Coming out of Caffeinated Nights to round out the draft, it is going to be Artanis and Zeratul. Interesting. I'm very curious what this is going to be with the Zeratul. Is it going to be a Void Prison Zeratul, or are we going to see Might of the Nathrazim, which, in my opinion, is looking like the choice, just due to the fact that Zeratul doesn't really have anything to like follow up on his Void Prison, except for maybe stay a while and listen. And Varian is going to be the offline into Artanis. I like that. I think that's really strong. Varian will have that Shield Breaker at 13, I believe is the talent he gets it at. So he can go ahead and throw that into the mix, make it difficult for Artanis to get in and out with that shield and prevent him from living forever as well-rounded Artanis players, which Saiyan CP9 are known to do. Well, while we are loading into the game, I'm going to pop back over here and looking at it right now, I think I like Spooky Ghost draft better, but I think that mechanically, Caffeinated Nights might be a little bit better, so we'll have to see if the draft can pull it out. Caffeinated Nights are number 1 right now. Spooky Ghosts are sitting at around 10, and while they're still a phenomenal team, I think Caffeinated Nights, after seeing them play a couple of times, are just a really well-rounded team. But we shall see. We're going to go ahead and jump into game number 1 once again in our best of 3 series. Over here on the right-hand side, we have Osmanthus on that Johanna, Jägermeister on the Zeratul, Saiyan CP9 on that Artanis, Vivanshe is your Cassia, and Harborum on that Deckard. And your home team for the evening on the right-hand side is going to be Eric with the K on that Greymane. Colitis on the Varian. Little Wolf is going to be your Anna. Rogath is your ETC. And Boundrix is going to be your Jaina. This is Spooky Ghost. Team already trying to meme each other. They're going to step up. Actually, not really. It looks like they both are just interested in clearing the minion waves. We can see Osmanthus checking around the point a little bit where most of our tanks typically go, and then step up to get that condemn on the way. Rograth taking a little bit of damage, but nothing that an on-a-nade can't heal up easily enough. They're just going to go ahead, let the soak push into them. Greymane and Jaina clear it out, and then they're going to rotate top. And this is the first time in a while I've actually seen the teams rotating between the 2 lanes. Side comes out onto ETC. Vivanshe drops the blind to make sure that not too much damage is taken, as well as that Iron Skin means the team is going to get out just fine. And it looks like Varian is in the format and Greymane is the off lane. That's really interesting. I'm wondering if that's until Greymane gets, Varian gets his level 4 when he becomes a real boy at that point. We're going to see ETC left to clear a little bit. Anna and Jaina heading over to that turret camp. Meanwhile, Zeratul and Deckard taking theirs as well. Again, ETC in the lane. Artanis comes to help Deckard and Zeratul as their camp clear isn't particularly great. Greymane coming to do the same thing. We might see an invade here. Osmanthus, but a phenomenal sleep by Little Wolf. Make sure that nobody's able to get in. Saiyan CP9 is on the point. Nobody has picked up the turret yet. The turret is actually dropped on the side of Caffeinated Nights, and 2 are going to go down immediately. Both Rhaegar or Greymane and ETC fall, and it looks like the turret was picked up by the side of Caffeinated Nights. You can see it right there on Saiyan. And now that 2 members are dead, we'll see if Varian, who looks like he's in a little bit of trouble, is just going to mount up and walk away. If we're going to look at the healing pulse, there are 3 members in right now. Little Wolf avoids the sleep, or the pull from Artanis. So they don't get swapped in. Now Greymane down here in the bottom fighting against Artanis. Zeratul looking to creep up on him. Out comes the swap once again. Does not connect with Eric with a K. And it looks like we're all starting to posture around that heal pulse. 3 members in the lane of Colitis, who is just going to have to sit back and let that way soak push up to him. They are about a level down right now. That is from the 2 kills earlier. And we're just going to go ahead and see these minions cleared away. While we're doing that, let's take a look at these talents. Everybody gets ready for the objective in 8 seconds. Already have 1,000 damage coming out, nearly 2,000 on that Frostbite quest. Ice block so far away, it seems, but 10 globes on Jaina feels good. Over here, Spooky Ghosts are going to go ahead and take their camp. Camp was taken by Caffeinated Knights already, and Rogath is just trying to stall right now. He's going to get chased away as 5 members are now here in the middle lane. Zeratol going with that cleave build, which makes me believe that we are going to see a Might of the Nathrezim for a more bursty Zeratol. Point has been picked up now by Caffeinated Knights, 29 to 15% and climbing. Anna going with the less standard build. It used to be quite common, but now we don't see it as much with those nays. We have contact healing and biotic enhancements, and it looks like we actually have a pause. So I'm going to bring back over here. We'll find out what's going on very shortly. A pause was just issued. Jägermeister is glitching. And Varian is lagging. Okay. Okay. Jägermeister isn't glitching. He's being a troll right now. Yeah, it looks like Kaleidos has a little bit of lag, so they're just gonna go ahead and pause and then spell my name absolutely terribly, horribly wrong. But that's okay. It looks like both teams are ready. So they are gonna R, and I'm gonna go ahead and
I hate people.
Come on. And jump us back over. I hate people, but I love gatherings. We just got back from our little pause there. Linehouse, thank you much for the rate of 23. Welcome, viewers of Linehouse. We're on our first game of the evening, Spooky Ghost versus Caffeinated Knights. And first protector of the game, so you guys are just in time to see the action. Talking a little bit about the talent. We do have that Protector of Ire coming out with Artanis. He's already got 45 stacks. ETC taking a little bit of damage. He slides in, hitting 2 members. Jaina is the first to go down as that aggressive backline dives in the back. Little Wolf is fleeing for their life, has to drop the aim down sights. And this should be the very first Protector of the game going over to Caffeinated Knights as they really do put a number on the members of Spooky Ghost there. We'll drop these talents while we watch Protector, who just gets a little bit of the very first tower, and then they're going to head to the top lane to grab that ever important top well. The Protector is so healthy, it should go down no problem. They are stepping underneath the turret, so the fort is going to do quite a bit of damage, but no problem at all. That well goes down. Is going to be the Protector hammering away at that fort. We might even see the whole fort go down right now. Greymane isn't with the team. I'm really curious as to why Greymane is solo laning. And we have Varian and ETC with the team. But the Protector has fallen. Slide comes out, hitting Saiyan CP9. Jägermeister comes in, finishing off the fort. And the team is on the run now. Slide onto Rogath. The team are going to try and get him out. Are they able to do so? He doesn't have that slide. There it is. It finally came back off cooldown. And he is going to get out. No problem at all. Just missing a little bit of health. What's a little bit of health among friends? Right? Right. Greymane heading down to that turret. It was invaded last time. So it looks like with Caffeinated Knights starting on that heal pulse, he'll have a little bit of a, I don't know. Here are Osmanthus and Saiyan. Eric is going to have to back away. He doesn't even try and fight it and contest it. He's just going to go ahead and give that turret over. Unfortunately for Spooky Ghost, the heal pulse was also picked up as well as the members of Spooky Ghost came to help their friend out. Swap onto Rogath once again, but he will have that slide available. Taunt comes out onto Saiyan, out drops the cube, and it is going to be Void Prison, level 10, picked up by Caffeinated Knights. Anna trying her best to heal as much as she can. Varian and Jaina, however, do go down to that stay a while and listen Void Prison combo, and that's what they were going to set up. We had speculated it on the drafting screen, but we can see now that is what they're going to be going for. And while we have a moment, we're going to go ahead and take a look at those level 10 abilities. Everything looking pretty standard, except for we do have that Purifier Beam as opposed to the Suppression Pulse, so no blinds on Artanis. He's going to try and isolate somebody from the point. Cassio with the Ball Lightning, Bless Shield, once again, Stay a While and Listen, and Void Prison as we saw earlier. Cassia jumping on to Eric with a K. They aren't level 10 yet, so they can't fight. Osmanthus jumping in, and they're just absolutely bullying Spooky Ghosts as they come and take yet another camp from them. This whole map has been painted orange as we can see them back off. They might start to head to their own camps right now, but we do have level 10 reached for Spooky Ghost. We're going to see Mosh Pit, Cursed Bullet, that shield wall from Varian, making sure he's nice and protected. Meanwhile, Caffeinated Knights are going to go ahead and push down that middle gate. And finally, we see Nano Boost and Water Elemental come out from Jaina and Anna, respectively. So, now the level 10s are reached, I think that Spooky Ghosts have a really strong team fight. We'll have to see if they can bring it back. They're 2 levels down right there. They need to be soaking, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're staying in the 4-man because they don't want to get picked off by that Zeratul who they can't see roaming around on the map. Varian is going to go ahead and try his best to clear out the Katas and soak in the top lane. Varian isn't a hero particularly known for his wave clear. And one thing we didn't touch on for Varian was his level 4 talent, which is going to be Taunt. Is ETC solo? I don't believe so. He's actually the loudspeakers pinball wizard build, which leads me to believe he's not going to be solo. Here in the bottom lane, Spooky Ghosts are trying to get that early wall, try and find a little bit of experience and try and get up in those levels. Maybe they can look to try and contest this point. We are going to see Greymane Hearthing back, then decide against it. The team is nowhere near the point right now. They're going to go ahead and try and install their turret. We are going to see Osmanthus come out here. Cursed Bullet comes out. There is the Condemn, so we can definitely see the ETC Mosh Pit any second now. Johanna does fall. ETC is very low. Can't see why he'd want to go back in. Nano Jaina is doing a ton of work, was where the Purifier Beam comes out onto her. They are able to get their turret this time. This is the first turret that, I guess besides that second one. Okay, so the second turret that Spooky Ghosts are able to get. They weren't able to get their first or second turrets because they were invaded. And with 66% on the Protector, we're going to go ahead and see Spooky Ghosts finally jump up to contest. They try to get a little bit of damage onto Jägermeister. He is able to blink out safely enough. Heal Pulse picked up by Caffeinated Knights. Drop that just for a second. We did hear Cursed Bullet come out, so that is going to be down for another 20 seconds. Jaina's ult is down as well. We're not going to be able to fight with all of our ultimates on the side of Spooky Ghost for another 9 minutes. Out comes the Mosh Pit. Unfortunately, doesn't hit anybody. Johanna's able to put an end to it very quickly. Jaina immediately blown up in the back. Void Prison onto 2 members, and 3 are running for their life. Artanis coming out, trying to get more damage onto Little Wolf. He does put him to sleep. However, Zeratul finishes up with a quick cleave. Varian running for his life. He's got 29 hit points. He's dead, dead, dead. And Rogath is looking to be the next 400 hit points left. He is going to get out. Greymane was able to get out relatively easily enough. Not really. He's only got 250 hit points. And we should see this second Protector going over to Caffeinated Knights. Looks like they're gonna push top. They did get that top fort earlier, so they are just gonna try and maybe see if they can't get some damage on the keep. All members of Spooky Ghost are live now, so we should see if they can defend this. They are gonna lose the wall. Not the end of the world. You see everybody putting a little bit of damage on. The Protector is looking for that keep. They want the blood. 2 levels down. It feels very difficult for, not levels, talents, excuse me, on the side of Spooky Ghost. They finally have their level 13, so maybe they can contest. Anna gets hit by that Blessed Shield. She throws out her nade, trying to heal. Osmanthus is on top of him. Little Wolf running for their lives. Protector comes out. Stay a while and listen. Hitting Rogath. The Cassia wakes him up with an auto. EDC does fall, however. Anna is the next to go down. Kaleidos running as fast as they can to the base. He does go down before he can make it, unfortunately. And Jaina is just going to sit back in that base, wait for that Purifier Beam to go down before she jumps out. It looks like Caffeinated Knights are looking for game here at 11.5 minutes. Death timers are still relatively low, and both damage dealers are alive for Spooky Ghost. They might be able to keep this. However, Greymane running away from the core. He is going to go down, and now only Jaina. However, ETC up in just a moment. He does have Mosh Pit. This could be the Mosh turn. 39% on the core. Void Prison onto Jaina, and unfortunately, doesn't look anybody can do anything. ETC is trying to get in. That is going to be game number 1 going over to Caffeinated Knights. Oh, Osmanthus, the only one who died on the entire team. He says, report me for feeding. Very nicely done by the teams. I'm going to swap over to my game summary screen so we can go ahead and take a look at this. 1 to 12. It's really kind of a difficult team to engage onto for Spooky Ghosts. They tried their best. I got one mosh pit off for a second, but unfortunately, it happens to all of us ETC players into a Johanna. You slide in right as she goes to contend. You get the first couple of notes of mosh pit off, and then you get interrupted. We're going to go ahead, pull up those talents. So if any you want to look, 16 was not reached for the members of Spooky Ghosts, unfortunately. And now we'll see if they want map pick or first pick, and then a lobby will go ahead and be started. I'm sure the teams are just whispering each other right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at these builds. We did see the cleave build come out. That Void Slash, if it hits more than one enemy here, it deals an additional 40% damage, and its cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds. That's insane. If unstoppable, then pull was clutch. Yeah, I agree. It was a hard match for Spooky Ghost. However, maybe they can bring it back in game 2 and bring us to a 3-game series. We'll have to see. We have the Bonk Stip coming out from Deckard Cain, that Herodric staff. I always like that. I think it's fun. It's very silly to watch him bonk and stun somebody. So we'll go ahead and jump back over to me while we wait for the teams to get started. Are you guys all having a lovely time? I'm having a lovely time. I love to cast. My favorite thing to do in the whole world. So, yeah, being back in the seat, it feels pretty good. Especially when we get to see some really fun games. Like, I cast Caffeinated Nights. I even asked this time, they're like, this is the third time you casted us. What's up with that? And there are just some teams, you know, that are fun to cast. I like to watch Caffeinated Nights. They have a Hanzo that hasn't been defeated yet. If you were here earlier, you would have known that, because I did say that earlier. I'm trying to rattle off my facts about the teams, because I've finally been in long enough that I can learn things. Like, Spooky Ghosts are number 10 in the season right now. Let me go back to my noties here. They've had a domination. They've won 7 games. We've got 12 points right now. And again, they are against the number 1 seed, Caffeinated Knights. I know the teams were talking a little bit, asking if they'd done any research on each other. And neither one of them had, which is definitely fine. We've all been there where you're like, well, we'll show up and I guess we'll ban some meta stuff, see what happens. And then I guess in this time it worked out in Caffeinated Knights' favor. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the chat here really quickly, see where we are as far as that lobby is. I got really excited because I saw light blue text and I was like, there it is. But it's one of my friends who has been online. Asked him if I want to invite him to a party. But we're casting right now, so we definitely can't do that. Where are our friends? Nobody is in a party yet, so I'm going to go ahead and whisper and ask what's going on. Message both of them, so figure out what's going on. And while we're doing that, we can take a look at the maps. If you're just joining us, once again, Lighthouse, thank you very much for the raid. Hello. They didn't tell him map pick or first pick. Okay. I'll whisper them, ask, and then he can go ahead and make it. So, yes, if you are just watching us for the very first time, you're just jumping in. I don't allow links in my chat, unfortunately. If you'd like to join the Discord and post it there, you definitely can. Okay. We're just getting this all sorted. Okay. Yep, they got it. I'll go ahead and get in. If you're just joining us again, sorry, I'm trying to talk to the teams and talk to you guys at the same time. Braxis Holdout and Tomb of the Spider Queen was banned out by Caffeinated Knights. Dragonshire and Sky Temple banned away by Spooky Ghosts. And our very first map was picked up by Spooky Ghost. They picked Volskaya, which was won by Caffeinated Knights. Spoiler, all of Orth's memes are bad memes. Okay. Okay. Well, here, let me, can I VIP you for 1 second? Because I think if I do, then you can post a link. Just don't try to send my chat nudes or anything, please. Or if you want to send it to my Discord, I can post it for you. We'll see if this works. Okay, unable to add VIP. That's a plan. That's a pain. Okay, yeah. If you want to send it to my Discord, then I'll definitely let you post it. Sorry, I didn't recognize Orthranus. I wasn't quite sure who that was, and so like I said, I just want to make sure that bots don't come in and post nonsense. So yeah, all right, jumping back to the game, we are getting into our second game in our best of 3 series. And
I
just so
hate
you
people,
guys are
but I love
aware,
gatherings.
we are going to be going to Towers of Doom. Now, this is where most series end, so we'll have to see if Spooky Ghost can't turn it around or if this is where the series comes to an end. So I'll go ahead and post that here. Towers of Doom. It was picked by our right team, Caffeinated Knights. And it looks like we just got another raid. Let me hop over here. Scroll. The top. I hate the way that they do this. Low Q People's Champs, thank you very much for the raid of 13. Welcome, everybody. We're just getting into our best of 3 game here. Game number 2. Spooky Ghost versus Caffeinated Knights. So, welcome. Grab yourself a drink and come watch some Division B Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to go ahead and let them know that I am ready, and we will hop into potentially our last game of the evening. We'll have to see if Spooky Ghost can go ahead and bring it back. Crypt Keeper Phil, hello. That's a cute cute emote. How are you, lovely folks? It's very nice to see you. Thank you guys so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. I am ready. They are ready. All 5 ghosts are posted by Spooky Ghosts, and now they're ready. Okay, that's cute. I might have to here. I'll move over a little bit early so you guys can see it in chat because it is cute, even though you're gonna see the gross.
For the Lich King.
Look at the ghosts, aren't they cute? Jägermeister, thank you very much for the follow. Have a good game. Okay, they're gonna start. Look at the ghosts, guys. Aren't they cute? Okay, Towers of Doom. Jumping back to the game. I am very distracted tonight, you guys. So thanks for hanging out and spending time with me. Towers of Doom. So are we going to see the same picks this time? We're going to see the Rainer band away. And then Mephisto is still very strong on this map. Not as strong as he is on Volskaya Foundry, but still a good hero all around. So maybe we might see that band away again. But I have to guess this is going to be another Hanzo band. As like I said, Caffeinated Knights are currently 6-0 with it. And the lobby has been pushed back, and I believe it is because the first draft team was wrong. There we go. Gosh darn it, guys. Oh great, he rage quit on us again, he says. Aww. Vanche, you made the lobby wrong, gosh darn it. So yeah, guys, we're just gonna wait for Eric with a K or actually Eric with a K is in the lobby. Who left? Clytus is in there, Little Wolf, Eric, Boundrix. What was the other gentleman's name? Or lady, I'm not sure. Or non-binary person. Doing good, just had a few good games ourselves. Not ready to look forward to this Jaeger guy. Okay, very nice. You're here to support Caffeinated Knights. That's exciting. We've come to cheer on this Jaeger. Okay. Rogoth, that's who left. All right. I know my teams. I'm the smirt. All right. Okay. I'm gonna let them know that I'm ready, and then they're ready, and hopefully we can hop back in to our second game of the evening. I'm ready, they're ready, they're ready. That's 3 readies, 4 readies. We're very ready. Let's hop into this game, pretty please. Any second now, starting. They said starting, but they're not actually starting.
Towers of Doom.
All right, here we go. If Jaeger loses, I lose. How does one have a good hair? Oh, thank you. I'm actually really good friends with my hairstylist. She's a professional hairstylist, and like she can't come over to my house to cut my hair because that's illegal. But um if we sanitize ourselves down really well and she comes over as my friend to my house and there are less than 5 people and she just happens to cut my hair and then while she's walking out to her car somebody accidentally dumps $20 in front of her, then that's fine. So that's how we do it. Savannah spanned away by the side of Spooky Ghost this time, and I can definitely understand, as we were talking about Black Arrows with the Protector game #1, with the tower changes, stealing a tower on Towers of Doom can be immensely hard to come back from. Getting your tower stolen, excuse me. If Savannah comes over at Black Arrows, your tower's down, then you just kind of live with 3 towers or 2 towers, and it stinks. Rainer is going to be banned away once again on the side of Caffeinated Knight. Again, Rainer, as a tank player, like if I can just rant for a second, he's so frustrating to play against because like you're up there and you're engaging and you're feeling so good and then you look and like half your health is gone and you're like, what's happening? Because you've got like the whole backline stunned on a band away. They are not, or curious. Little Wolf played a very good Ana last game. And I'm wondering, since their first pick, why they are not picking it up this time. Maybe they're trying to get their tank unlocked this time. They don't want to deal with a Nano Mage in the 1-2 from Caffeinated Knights. We'll have to see. But back to Rainer. Mephisto banned away once again implies that it could be a favorite of Spooky Ghost. But really, back to Rainer. When you lose half your health, and he's just sitting there like, stop! Stop autoing me! I'm doing my best! So I can definitely understand why they don't want to play with him. Johanna gonna go ahead and be picked up by Rogath this time, and they've got the correct skin almost. I'm really happy to see that. Most of the time we see the cop Johanna, and I'm not really a fan of that one. I think the orc skin is the best one in the game. As a rebuttal, Osmanthus is going to go ahead and pick up that ETC. What shall we see here? It is going to be the Hanzo. The Hanzo wasn't banned out in the 1-2, so Vivanche is going to go ahead and play his 6-0 Hanzo, which could be a 6-1 Hanzo. After this game, we will have to see. Picks coming out for the side of Spooky Ghost now. Maybe we'll see that DPS again. Jaina, I felt, really struggled the last game with just the Zeratul jumping on top of her. So we're going to see the Gul'dan this time. And Gul'dan is a nice safe mage. I like the Gul'dan pick, especially if we do see another Zeratul or a dive hero, much like Zeratul. Then we can just have him life drain and hopefully sustain a little bit longer while his team can come and give him a little bit of help. Dude, Zach, thank you so much for the party of 10. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. We're in game 2 in our best of 3. Spooky Ghost versus Caffeinated Knights. Welcome. I appreciate you so much. Okay, Rhaegar banned away on the side of Caffeinated Knights. With the Greymane, I can see why they would do that. They haven't picked up their support yet, and a Bloodlust Greymane is no fun. Bloodlust Ohana isn't fun either. I actually learned that the other day, and it feels awful. The Spooky Ghost, banning out the Spooky Ghost, taking away that Leoric. In all seriousness, though, it makes a lot of sense. Leoric is so devastating to play against on a map where you have a lot of tight little corners, like, say, I don't know, Towers of Doom, something like that. The Entomb is so incredibly strong. So they're just going to go ahead and get that out of here. Li Mei Anduin picked up. Anduin Cleanse, great for pulling people out of Johanna Condemns and Blessed Shields. Li Meng providing a fair amount of poke for around the shrines, and also just being very, very bursty. Goes well with the mosh pit, and it takes away a mosh interrupt from the side of Spooky Ghost. So far, they have 2 with the Fear, and 3 actually, if you count both of Johanna's stuns, 2 heroes, 3 abilities, and a 4th on Stukov. Sonya coming in to round out the solo lane. Sonya is a great pick when you don't know what the solo lane is going to be, but it is going to be Malthael, who Sonya does struggle a little bit into. We'll have to see what they can do with that. Little Wolf once again on the support, rocking that Stukov. And now there are interrupts for a mosh pit on every single hero except for Greymane. Unless you count, he could curse bullet them and then they just kind of die. Because if ETC is dead, he can't mosh. Fun fact. As a tank player, you guys probably knew that. But yeah, so we're going to hop back over here and looking at these team comps. Ha 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 ha. Who has the better draft? I like both drafts, actually. I think they're both really, really solid. I don't think anybody outdrafted the other. Like, there have definitely been times where I'm like, okay, this is definitely going to succeed. But I think both teams got heroes that they're very strong on. I think that the heroes complement each other well. The tanks go well into any composition, of course, which is why we went ahead, or they, of course, went ahead and picked those. But regardless, we'll have to see who is going to leave the victor today. Over here on the right-hand side for potentially the last game of the evening, or the second game, we go to our best of 3. We do have Jägermeister on the league's Li Ming, Osmanthus on the ETC, Harborim on that Anduin, Vivanche on his 6-0 Hanzo, and Sand CP9 on that Malthael. And over here on the left-hand side, we've got Little Wolf on the Stukov, Rogoth on that ETC, Boundrix on the Greymane once again, Colitis on the Gul'dan, and Eric with a K is rocking that kitty cat Sonya. This is a Spooky Ghost. I think Waveclear definitely goes over to Spooky Ghost right now. You can see they're in the middle with Malthael. Down here in the bottom, we are seeing a fort being cheesed, a tower being cheesed by the side of Caffeinated Knights, and with that Li Ming damage coming out. However, Magic Missiles and Orb don't do as much to towers since Li Ming came out about 3 years ago, and everyone was like, wow, this is really freaking broken. Let's not let her do that. So we see a nice quick rotation from Spooky Ghost down here to the bottom. Meanwhile, Sonya is going to go ahead and double soak. She went and grabbed that top lane XP. Now she's headed for the middle. This is going to allow her team to push down in the bottom really hard. We can see Malthael following up behind her, and we'll see. We do have that on a pale horse from Malthael, so he will have quicker rotations than Sonya. You can see the move speed already coming out. Malthael rotating down. Rogoth chasing away the members of Caffeinated Knights while their team grabs the camp. They're not invaded on this time. And now, Caffeinated Knights just getting started on their camp. This could be an opportunity for Spooky Ghost to go ahead and invade. Johanna is stepping up. The team is backing away. And will they invade? Will they take the sappers? They're letting them reset right now, and it looks like Osmanthus is just going to try his best to clear. However, they weren't able to do so in time. Out comes the Lurking Arm from Stukov, and then it's going to be the first sappers of the game going in, as well as a tower going over to Spooky Ghost. Sappers were not picked up by either team, and now Johanna ETC fighting over real estate in the bush. We're going to see Spooky Ghost trying to evade. Once again, they do have level 4, so this could be contested. And one ghost taken away. The Spooky Ghosts aren't trying to commit to the invade. They just want to scare them off the point while they siege the bottom. They're doing a really phenomenal job. Johanna is caught in the chastise, but she is able to back out. Colitis just able to try and poke down that bottom fort. And they managed to get the first tower, the gate, and most of the second tower. ETC now roaming around as, for the third time and the final time, Caffeinated Knights try and succeed to get their sappers. Oh, ooh, we got a little bit of a lag from everybody, I think. Oh, no, I'm reconnecting. Oh, no. Oh, no, this isn't good at all. Okay, okay. All right, we panicked there for a second. We're good. Okay. The second tower went down. Oops. I'm good. Altars have spawned fourth teams. I apologize, everybody. It looks like we dropped some frames right there. We should be fine. We're seeing both sides being traded out by both teams. Sonya is able to beat Malthael down here first, and we could see the third altar go over to Spooky Ghost. Asmanthus has to back out. He took a little bit of damage, losing about 25% of his health. Rogoth is sitting at about 50, chasing Osmanthus away. The rest of the team looks relatively healthy, though. Stukov doing a nice job trying to keep everybody up. ATC is chased away, and finally Malthael is making his way down, but not before being met by Sonya, who is just going to try and harass him a little bit. Back in the middle, however, here. Another fight going on between Hanzo and Greymane. Stukov gets caught in that chastise. It's support versus support. Range assassin versus range assassin. Li Ming gets a nice chunk there onto Little Wolf. They go ahead. They clear out this bottom wave. Jägermeister trying to get that fort. However, Johanna with a nice iron skin prevents them from doing so. Saiyan is jumping in onto Johanna now with that 2% health per auto. She's losing a lot really quickly. Jägermeister is going to get that second altar, allowing them to get another 4 shots in onto the core. The members of Spooky Ghost just a little bit too low to continue to go in and keep contesting. But not the end of the world. This map has the best comeback mechanics on the entire game. So, we'll have to see what they can do. They're going to go ahead and try and take their sappers. And now it is Caffeinated Knight's turn to advance. And Stukov drops the lurking arm in the corner. Johanna is going to go down. Next is Sonya. They're trying to... Oh, but they managed to heal up. However, Malthael does manage to pop him. However, Malthael, ETC go down. Greymane is the next to fall. The sappers do go over to a Spooky Ghost. And what a crazy fight. That all just happened so quickly. Malthael was able to chunk down Johanna and Sonya and Greymane with that percentage help on the auto attacks, but a nice silence by Stukov, followed by some really great dot damage from Gul'dan, allowed them to go 3 for 2 and pick up the stoppers. It's a pretty fair trade on the side of Spooky Ghost. You can see they're a little bit behind in soak here now with that extra kill, but not too terribly bad. Just about half a level. And now it's time for Spooky Ghost to invade once again. Out comes the lurking arm. Nobody is able to chase in, and Little Wolf knows that they just have to sit there, and it's going to make it incredibly hard for the team to engage onto this camp unless everybody wants to try and walk through that silence. However, ETC is able to finally slide in, not before taking a ton of damage and actually falling. Second sapper camp of the evening, or third, excuse me, going over to Spooky Ghost. A bloodbath feels quick match. I think this is really well orchestrated by Spooky Ghost. They were getting kind of rolled game number 1, and I think it's this time it's their turn to do some rolling as they set their sights on this bottom fort. It is going to go down just before the altars, and that is unfortunate for Caffeinated Knights. It's 5-3. Nice timing by Spooky Ghost. They are going to go ahead and soak up this lane. I'm very impressed with the way they're playing. Now they're soaking middle. They're going to try and get some damage in that middle lane. First tower goes down. Second tower goes down. Meanwhile, here in the bottom, Osmanthus and co are working really hard to try and get down this bottom altar. However, it's Hanzo, ETC, and Win. Not the greatest siege potential in the game. The gate is taken on the side of Spooky Ghost, and now they've set their sights on Saiyan, who is very low. He tries to swing out. Is he going to? No, the Gul'dan damage is too much. The blind from Johanna securing the kill as Gul'dan's corruption finishes the job. Bottom 4 was taken back and should be up momentarily, but Malthael goes down. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the level 10 talents for both teams. Everything looking pretty standard. Flailing Swipes, Horrify, Blessed Shield, Curse Bullet, Wrath versus Dragon Arrow, which is going to hit 2 members. ETC coming in, tries to get the Mosh, immediately horrified by Colitis. Out comes Light Bomb, but then is immediately countered by Little Wolf's Flailing Swipes. This is one of those games where everybody presses R and backs away. However, Last Rites and Wave of Force still available on the side of Caffeinated Knights. Meanwhile, only Curse Bullet available for Greymane. Sappers are up, so Spooky Ghosts are immediately on it. Sappers are not up yet for Caffeinated Knights, and Rogoth is looking to fight. They know that they can jump in and maybe do something. Blessed Shield comes out. It is a whiff, however, so they are just going to go ahead and back up. Caffeinated Knights going to work on this bottom altar. Here comes Greymane. He misses the Curse Bullet. He jumps in. Johanna getting a great condemn onto 3 members of the team. She does have that some boost, it's incredibly slow. Gul'dan is going to fall down, however. Rogoth looking very, very low, going to have to run out. We might see both these altars go over to Caffeinated Knights. Johanna pops the Iron Skin, making sure they get out nice and safe. However, Manthus, great body block, does make sure that Greymane is not so lucky. Malthael does die to Sonya in the middle lane. However, she is not going to feel comfortable grabbing that, seeing as the team was just obliterated bottom. So they're going to say, hey, Sonya, back out. As I accidentally jump onto Stukov, I was trying to put away the talent. I'm going to go ahead and... Sappers are being picked up by the side of Caffeinated Knights. Rogoth coming into spot. They do flash the bush, but the Sappers have already been picked up. And now the game is a little bit more even. 13 on the horizon for Caffeinated Knights. There we go. We'll have to see what they pick up. Again, everything is inevitable and become unstoppable for 2 seconds. Makes sense. There's a lot of CC on the side of... Spooky Ghost, and with that lurking arm down, he won't have to worry about being silenced, trying to walk through something like a corridor or trying to follow up on a mosh pit. He can just go ahead and get in. 13 is available for Spooky Ghost now, and yeah, looking pretty standard. Roar, Soulstone on the prowl. It's the inner movement speed for Greymane while he is in, while he has his W activated, actually. And now Caffeinated Knights, what are they doing? Looks like they might be trying to bait out a gank onto the Malthael. However, Spooky Ghost does not take that bait. Rogoth making sure her team does not get engaged onto is just going to go ahead and back up. 1 altar available at this time. 4 shrines for both teams. And it looks like there's a little bit of wave clear that needs to be done here in the middle lane. Rogoth comes out. ETC, or Vivanche takes a ton of damage. ETC slides and makes sure he doesn't take too much more. Harborum able to heal him up to full. And gosh darn it, I keep doing that. There we are. Control 1. Rogoth jumping in, ETC taking a ton of damage. Out comes the lurking arm, does not connect onto anybody. Sonya gets hit by the chastise, has to back out. Osmanthus looking to come back in. Jägermeister looking to poke with the Li Ming. Gul'dan able to push her away with that corruption. A huge hit onto Little Wolf, who does hit Last Rites and end up inevitably going down. Greymane is stunned. ETC tries to drop the mosh pit onto Rogoth, but a phenomenal Iron Skin makes sure they're able to get out. And it is going to be 2 for nothing. This altar is collected by the side of Caffeinated Knights. And now they're going to look and set their sights on these Sappers. They're going to go ahead and pick them up, knowing that the best case scenario for Spooky Ghost is that it would be a 3v5. The Sappers are going to go in, no problem. And this time it is Caffeinated Knights' turn to look on the offensive in this bottom lane. Sonya doing her best to just try and soak them back up to 16, as we are 14 to 16 right now in favor of Caffeinated Knights. Gul'dan steps up, tries to get a little bit of soak out onto those minions. 15 hit, 16 just a level away. I know, Rendo. Like, I think about that all the time whenever I'm not playing. Whenever I'm casting and not, like, when I'm playing and not casting, excuse me, and I have this distance, and then I go back to playing, I'm like, why is it so, why are we so zoomed in? I wish it was like this all the time, so you could see whatever was going on. Meanwhile, here in the mid to bottom lane, we can see Spooky Ghost. They try to get an invade, but since they don't have 16, they're just going to go ahead and back off, clear this middle camp. Are they going to look for a gank onto Malthael? Are they going to try for a spicy boss? Both teams crowded up around each other. They do not want to be caught out, as they know that being caught out could mean death for any of their squishier members. Game sound is not off. No, if you need me to bump it up, I can do it. But so far, you're the only one who has not been able to hear it very well. So I'll need a couple of member people. You want me to turn it up? I can definitely try and turn that up a little bit when we have a lull. Johanna going in. She throws out the Blessed Shield. Out comes Greymane's Cursed Bullet. Osmantha is incredibly low. Leap of Faith coming out, saving his life. Both altars are grabbed on the top side. And now it is Spooky Ghost's turn to try and run away. They're going to go in, flip bless, blinded by the light, protecting Anduin from picking up that altar. Sonya jumping in, doing a ton of damage onto Saiyan, who is in. Last Rites comes out. Oh my goodness. Mosh Pit comes out. Light Bomb comes out. Flailing Swipes comes out. I didn't see what got interrupted there. With maybe a Condemn. Humongous Shield comes out, sparing the life of Sonya. And it looks like this altar is going to go over to Caffeinated Knight. It's going to put them down to 9 shots, but definitely not the end of the world. Team's going to try and back up, reset. 16 to 17. This is an opportunity for Spooky Ghost to fight if they would like. They're having their camp invaded, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and just try and get this middle lane of Soak, try and catch up in the experience a little bit. Sappers do go over to the orange team. Johanna throws the Blessed Shield. Unfortunately, does not connect with anybody. Has to drop the Iron Skin to leave. And the team is going to just clear this out before it is able to fall onto the fort, which is very low. Little Wolf gets caught behind a wall of sand and Osmanthus. Out comes Greymane's Cursed Bullet. Unfortunately, it drops people low, but does not kill them. And now it is up to the 3 members of Spooky Ghost to try and defend this half-help fort. However, meanwhile on the top, Sonya was able to get those top sappers, and she is going to be able to, after this minion dies, yeah, to go ahead and throw at least 2 of them in. Arrow lagged your stream, I'm sorry. We had a little bit of a disconnect there for a second, and I can see that I am having a little bit of lag right now, which is super unlucky. So apologize for the stream delay, guys, and for the lag. We are dropping a couple of frames here and there. Everybody must be on. I have no idea why, because it's only a Monday. Sappers picked up for the orange team. They are going to do their best. Try and look at this bottom altar. There we go. Everybody in position. Both teams just trying to posture right now. 17 to 18. This is an ideal time for Spooky Ghost to fight and try and find their way back into the game. We do see Malthael hiding up here on the side. Dragon Arrow comes, but it's an NA arrow. It is going to whiff. Rogath very low goes in, gets a Blessed Shield onto ETC. Leap of Faith comes out after Cursed Bullet. ETC incredibly low, but once again, Harperim saves the day. Eric with the K going in. They get immediately blown up. Johanna jumping in, tries her best with the Condemn, but it looks like the team is just going to have to give up another altar. ETC getting a 2-man mosh. Down goes Gul'dan. Next is Greymane to follow. Little Wolf running for their life. They aren't able to get out, however. They drop the Lurking Arm. They try their best. Out comes the Last Rites, but Johanna is not low enough to go down to it, and it is going to be 4-0 in favor of Caffeinated Knights. They're going to go ahead and pick up this altar, or they're going to try and grab the bottom bell tower first before picking up that shrine. Unfortunately, that is going to mean 5 shots for Caffeinated Knights, and they might be heading to boss here. We shall have to see. They're going to stop, grab these minions super quick. They are level 20, and this would be up to Johanna to stop 1v5 all on her own. Boss ends the game. Is she going to try and contest? Boss already sitting at quarter health. Here they come. Rogoth, they know they have to do something. They jump in. They need to get on that point. They're running as fast as they can. They get a blind. They come up. Sonya is on the wave. They can just hold on long enough. They're doing their best, but out comes the arrow. They fall, and unfortunately, that is going to be GG. Game number 2 going over to the side of caffeinated nights. Go ahead and show you guys that summary right here in a second. 5 to 13. So a little bit better. We had some really strong momentum from Caffeinated or Spooky Ghost in the early game. They just weren't able to hold on to it, unfortunately. I'm going to ask the teams for an interview super quick.